Boy, that was quick, huh? Got it all fixed. Just kidding. This is just a quick follow-up to the oscilloscope power board. I've got it out now, and you can get a little bit better view of what's going on. And I think I really am close here. Once I got it out, I could see some damage, and this is what I was talking about with these capacitors. I'm not going to pull one out right now because I'm still going through the board right now. I'm going to just reorder this entire cap set. But you can see how this glue has gotten underneath this capacitor, and my guess is, you can kind of see underneath there, my guess is it's deteriorated those legs. And here's another clue. Remember what I said about resistors looking all oddball? Well, they look really good, but this one doesn't look right at all, does it? See that? So I would say that's a pretty good indicator that these capacitors are all shot, and my guess is this is probably the main problem right here. So if you flip it over on the back and you take a look, there's nothing. I mean, it doesn't, traces don't look bad at all. So this would be our resistor right here, and this would be our capacitor. I mean, they look fine. Notice there's just a little bit of discoloration around that leg, but I mean, this is nothing major at all. So that's what you see a lot. I've seen, several pieces of equipment at this point that they get that acidic glue underneath there, and it just keeps the caps from doing their job. So the way we fix this, let's see if I can get this back in some kind of focus there. The way we fix is we just have to remove all these capacitors and get all this glue, this old glue off. It's a combination of a little bit of scraping gently with some acetone or MEK or something to get this stuff off of the board. It's all got to be completely off there, and it can get down into the traces too on the board, and you got to make sure that none of those traces are pitted up. And if you do, see some pitting or anything like that, you kind of really need to clean those traces out. I just replace them. That's one of the things I actually like doing, that kind of stuff. I've got the equipment to do it, so it's time consuming. But so this is probably going to be one of those deals where I'm going to spend a few days cleaning this board up and getting rid of all this stuff and just recapping the whole thing. Other than that, it looks pretty good. So I just thought I would put that in as another, like I said, quick little follow-up video. That's the whole power supply area. It's just this is the only board that has that glue on it. The other boards do not. The other boards do not have any of that glue. So I don't know if that's just like a manufacturing thing. Maybe they had somebody else build this power supply and that company used it. I have no idea. I don't know anything about it. I haven't even cracked the schematic. This is just, that's not true. I took a look at it before I bought it just to see how complicated it was. And I didn't know much about them, and I wanted to do a little homework. And there's quite the alignment procedure on this thing, but that's okay. As long as we have the manual and we have the tools to do it, we can do it. I'm going to just check through the rest of this thing, see if there's any way I can make it bigger or stronger or faster, or just look for some things that didn't quite look right. I did notice when I was tearing everything down, there were some wires that connect to this power supply board. There were 3 separate bundles that connect on this side. 4 connectors right here. So this would actually mount on the bottom of the scope, and the chassis comes around on right here. Let's see if that makes a little bit more sense. Chassis comes around right here. And the wire bundles were actually folded over, and they were kind of tucked in right between the chassis and where the top of the scope comes down and gets secured. So they didn't cause any damage, but they were kind of pinched in there, and that's not really something they should have done at the factory. So that's my guess, is that whoever took it apart and said, no, I can't fix this, they must have done that when they put it together. But like I said, no harm, no foul. There's no damage done to it. It just tells me that somebody was in there. But they didn't get into the power supply, and you couldn't really see some of this. Some of these caps, I just noticed that there was a little bit of that glue, and it's one of those things where if you've seen it before and you know it, it's like, there it is, damn it. And if you haven't seen it, you're kind of, you might glance right over it and not even realize that that's the problem. So, but like I said, before I even pull out a multimeter, before I even pull out any other piece of diagnostic equipment, it's the first thing is your senses, your eyes, your visual inspection, you're going to look at all this stuff, and this is exactly the kind of stuff that I'm looking for because it's kind of a dead giveaway. So I'll go ahead and get this rebuilt, and that will be in the next video. Hopefully that'll be the only thing wrong with it, but you know how that goes. So until next time, we'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.